Spain's Socialist Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has kicked off his election campaign on the offensive. Under a banner reading La España que quieres, the Spain you want, he painted a dark picture of what a return to the right might mean.
Mirad, lo que sí que es evidente es que si estas tres derechas suman.
What's obvious, he told supporters in Dos Hermanas, is that if the three right-wing parties come back on April the 28th, territorial confrontation is guaranteed. Corruption will come back to institutions in the hands of a political party that isn't clean. Cuts will come back, and living standards will go backwards.
La involución en el estado del bienestar.
Pablo Casado leads the opposition People's Party. At his campaign launch in Madrid, he told supporters it was urgent to end what he called the nightmare of socialist rule. The only party that can beat Pedro Sanchez is the People's Party, he said. And together, the centre-right parties who defend the constitution already have more votes than the bloc of the separatists, the communists and the socialists. If we have fewer seats, it's because our vote has been dispersed. But with an absolute majority for any party looking unlikely, the performance of outsiders such as the left-wing Podemos will be critical to the outcome. Pablo Iglesias' group is forecast to take around 30 seats. And the big unknown quantity is far-right newcomer Vox, who won seats in regional elections in Andalusia last December, but remain untested on the national political scene. Richard Good, Euronews.
Well, for more on this now, I'm joined in the studio by Euronews journalist Carlos Malasca. Carlos, what are some of the key themes going to be in this upcoming election?
So first of all is that it's going to be a very tough campaign. All the polls forecast a narrow victory of one of the two blocs. So we are going to hear strong accusations, strong words. That's one. The second one is the undecided vote. 40% of the people didn't decide for one of the two parties. And these people are mainly in the regions called the empty Spain. These are provinces that give between 3 and 5 seats in the parliament. So the campaign is going to go to these small cities in all the country. And third of all is the blocks. There are going to be two blocks, and one of these two blocks are going to rule the country for the next years. The two blocks are one on the right with the Popular Party, Vox and Ciudadanos. And for this bloc, the main issues is going to be Catalonia. They're going to want to sell a postcard of an inflamed country and considering themselves as a guarantee of the unity of Spain. And then it's the left party, that is Podemos and the Socialist Party. We don't know still if they're gonna need the support of the independent parties. So for the left bloc, the main issues are the social legacy of the Socialist Party, also the fear of Vox, of the extreme right, and finally the exhumation of Franco that it's planned for the beginning of June.
Well, let's talk about Vox, the far-right party that really did start gaining some traction as of December. How likely are they to perform well in this upcoming election?
Well, this is going to be really difficult to forecast what is going to happen. Why? Because many of the voters of Vox didn't say anything in the polls. It's a hidden vote. So the polls thinks that they will have between 20 and 30 seats in the parliament. And it's also important that it's the first entrance of the extreme right party into the parliament since the elections of 1979. But it's really difficult to know how many seats are they going to have or what's going to be their support.